Good morning, everybody. We are, I think, live on YouTube. Let me do a couple clicks and double check that. Oh my gosh, I just realized that my battery on my laptop is pretty low. We should probably plug that in. We'll see if we can make it. How's that? It is still Monday morning. I made it by 15 minutes. It's still morning. So I can still say good morning. Welcome to the studio here. I have my virtual background up, but I don't have my green screen up. So I have kind of funny edges going on, especially around the hair. Because I'm not in my normal location. You can see I'm standing up. I'm not in my office. I have something I want to demonstrate for you later today. Or later this meeting. So I'm going to turn off my virtual background and show it to you when we get to that part. So if this is your first time joining us, my name is Allison Jensen. I'm the owner of Orange Easel School of Art, and this is our weekly video that I do to talk to my parents out there about what their kids are doing in art classes. So this is week 1 of November. We have wrapped up October. So first and foremost, most important thing, there are no classes today. Okay, so it is the 5th Monday of the month, and there are no classes. So if you normally come to a Monday night class, don't come tonight because we won't be here. It has nothing to do with the fact that it's Halloween. It's because it's the 5th Monday of the month. So multimedia and drawing classes meet 4 times a month. And when we have that 5th time, we don't have class. So that's what's going on here today. Anytime you question that and you are not sure, there is a place on our website where you can go and see your class schedule through the Sawyer dashboard. Sawyer's our third-party registration software. There's actually a class calendar just for you if you log into your account. So to find those instructions, you'll go to the website, look all the way down at the bottom, and there's a link specifically for current students who are enrolled. And that's where you'll find your makeup information. That's where you find your class schedule information. I think our inclement weather policy is there. So a link to our Facebook group is in there. That's great, like resource for those of you who are like, I don't know if I even have class or how I find that information out. So go to that webpage. I got to move my mouse closer to me. I injured my finger this weekend, you guys. I was washing dishes at my house and I was cleaning the inside of a glass and the glass broke. So I got my finger all taped up, in case you were wondering. All right, so let's talk about what's going on in November, right? So November classes will start tomorrow. We're going to have kind of like what we did in September, where it's that weird, where I'll be doing a video on Mondays, but our like new week will start on Tuesdays for the whole month. It's terrible. It's terrible. Mondays will lag behind 1 week all through the month of November. So if you are a Monday class, just know when you watch these Monday videos, like you'll be doing it a week from today. Okay. But here's our preschool classes that are going on for the month of November. It is focusing on pattern month. So remember, if September's curriculum was dots and circles, November's curriculum was lines and squares. And now we do patterns. We start to put all of those shapes together and form pattern and texture. It's also a time where our preschoolers get to play with ink because that's what multimedia kids are doing. And so we like to kind of cross that curriculum. These are the 3 stories that they're going to read. They're going to read Ish. They're going to read Where the Sidewalk Ends. And they're going to read Brown Bear, What Do You See? They're also going to be looking at the art of Matisse. And because Matisse used a lot of pattern in his art. And we're going to do some scissor work because that's how Matisse painted later in life. So it's going to be a great month for our preschoolers and we're looking forward to it. All the stations in the preschool room are getting switched out. I know Miss Nancy is actually here right now, and she is putting, and I know Sarah is also out at Woods because she sent me a text, and they are both working on the paint pendulums and getting those set up and ready to go. The pendulum will be out for the entire month for the kids to work on a super fun pattern making that they can do by swinging a bottle of paint over a giant sheet of paper. So my drawing classes, they're 101 and then 102 Advanced Realistic. Their theme for the month is fall. And so we're going to get to do all these wonderful golden, orangey, yellow colors. And so their first lesson was supposed to be fall landscape from photograph. But because we feel like maybe the wind and the rain and stuff is ruining all of our beautiful fall leaves, we're going to skip ahead and do our fall leaf observational drawing this week before we lose all those beautiful leaves. So we're just making a quick change. We'll still get to those landscapes, but if you were one of those people that I sent like the list that had all the curriculum to, just know we're going to flip that. So our drawing lessons this week will be fall leaf observations. We're actually going to go, like the instructors will go on leaf hunts and pick up leaves, and we'll have actual leaves for them to look at, and they're going to draw that from observation. And then the following week will be when we do our from photograph landscapes. My 102 comic and anime, we're breaking down the head. So if you remember, September was our benchmarks. October, we worked on the figure as an overview, and now we're going to drill down onto the head. So it's all about head shape from different angles, right? Because if I see the head from above versus when I see it from below versus when I see it from 3/4 versus when I see it from profile, it all changes. So they're going to work on breaking down the head in class this week, and then we'll start putting features on it as we go throughout the month. They'll have an entire lesson on eyes next week, and then nose and mouth, and then we get into the fun stuff. We get into expressions and things, but that'll come. All right, so all about the head in Drawing 102 this week for comic. All right, my multimedia, and this is where the demo comes in. So my multimedia kiddos, they are doing ink. Remember, we did pastels in September, we did clay in October, and now we're into ink month. And we're going to be doing pattern drawing. All the classes are doing pattern drawing. The only thing that changes is what their subject is, kind of the frame that we give them to work within. All right, so my younger kids, my K1s and second thirds, are going to work within geometric shapes, because that way they can really focus on pattern without having to worry about having something objective. And then my older kids, they get a little bit more freedom on what kind of subject matter they want to do. But everything they do will go through these patterns. So I'm going to show you my example. If I can pull it up here. This is if you've seen it on social media, this is my frog. And I'm going to turn off my virtual background here for just a second so you guys can see. I'm just standing here in my studio. So this is my little froggy, and you can see that he is outlined in Sharpie. He has different line weights, and then he has patterns that fill him without losing what my subject is, which is kind of tricky. He has a lot of negative space going on, and that was by design. It was something I really liked. So this is our first part one of our ink lesson, is to do this type of pattern drawing. Okay. Part two of our ink lesson for all the multimedia kids is using alcohol inks to paint glass. So to finish our artwork this month, everybody will get a frame, and they are glass frames. Let me tell you, it's really hard to find glass frames in bulk. Everybody wants to sell me plexiglass frames in bulk. This doesn't work with plexiglass. So yeah. All right. So these are glass, and he's going to go in here. But before we finish him up, we want to color him. So there's no color on the paper, but there is color on the glass. And I thought I would show you, I would demo for you, everybody here on video, whether your parents watching or your kids at home, and you're like, they told me we were setting things on fire. I'm going to show you. You ready for this? Before I move my camera, because I am actually going to move it and put it above so you guys can see my table down here, I want to talk through the supplies. Because I like you to be able to see my face for that. You ready? We're going to use alcohol inks. So the stuff on the paper is Sharpies, which is also an alcohol-based ink. And then these are alcohol inks, and it's like liquid Sharpies is what it is. They are super permanent. They stay in your fingers. They stay in your clothes. They're also super flammable. So we are going to use these. We're going to dilute them in isopropyl alcohol. And I already have cups of diluted alcohol inks sitting here on my table. Your kids, when they do this project, will also have them already diluted. Squirting right from the bottle, we've done it in years past, doesn't work real well for us. Okay. The other thing we've got for supplies is just plain isopropyl alcohol. We use it in like the 91, sometimes even 99 concentrate. I don't need that, so I'm gonna set it off to the side because I already have a little dish of it right here. And then we use droppers to put our ink onto our glass. The last thing I have is a pan, and that's just so that everything kind of stays together. Okay. I also need a lighter. Oh, good. There's one in the drawer. It's like, I didn't get that, but that's okay. There's one in here. And there's scissors for something. I brought my little stand here so that I could grab, this is my, never really done this. Usually if I'm gonna do an overhead view of something, I use my phone, but this is my webcam. So let's see if it works. Come here, everybody, go for a walk. Ready? So we're gonna come right up top here because I want you to be able to see what I'm doing. And I'm gonna try to clip this on my stand. I did test it beforehand, but you know, on live video, things just happen. So I think that'll work. We're a little bit crooked. You can't get right over the top, but you don't want to be right over the top anyway, because I'm going to light it on fire and that probably wouldn't go over really well. You want to be a little taller? Should we be a little taller? Here. Let's go up a little higher. All right, I'm going to move. This is the frame. This is glass. Got some smudges on it, but that's okay. I'm going to go ahead and put it in the bottom of my aluminum pan. I'm also going to clear off my table. I'm going to talk about safety. So some of the things I mean, that's important. We have your kids here in the studio when we're doing this, and we always want to be safe. We're going to light things on fire, so we need to be safe. We always have a fire extinguisher nearby when we're doing this. The other thing is the kids don't actually light it. So it's always going to be an instructor that does the fire part. They get to do the ink part, but when it comes time to actually lighting this thing, they will be safely 3 or 4 feet away. We usually put a tape line on the floor and tell them they can't cross it. So focus. Come on, camera. I don't know. It's not focusing. Why isn't it focusing? I'm all blurry. All right. The other thing we have, there it goes. The other thing we have to help with safety is we have a fire blanket nearby, so we can just throw it over if it were to be out of control. All of our instructors also, you know, we've been trained in this, so we know, like, to make sure that that big bottle of isopropyl alcohol got put up on the shelf, right? These things will get moved away before we never have anything flammable sitting next to where we're gonna light things. You ready? So here's my ink, and I'm just gonna put it in the glass. Now, it doesn't have to be lit on fire. This can just dry and it'll be super pretty too. So if you've got a kiddo that's like totally freaked out by that step, please tell them that it is totally optional. They can do this ink, we can let it dry and it'll be beautiful. They don't have to light it if they don't want to. So I'm going to put some fun colors around. Color rules apply still. So I don't want to put my other one was green. I don't want to put my green too close to my pinks because now I just made this dilution. I haven't tested it. So it's possible that as I'm looking at this, maybe this will be too light. Maybe it won't be too concentrated, but we'll give it a shot. All right. See that? Now, the other step that we have with the kids is we'll let them like move it around. So sometimes we give them a straw and let them blow. I didn't bring a straw, so I'm going to use my lungs. I think I need a little bit more blue over here in my pinks. It makes a pretty purple. All right. We're just about done. We'll try to keep it like centered. We don't want it to spill over the sides of the glass, because if it does, then it'll, like, the alcohol will spill under the glass sometimes, and we don't want that, because we have the pan, but we don't really want to have the pan fly on fire. We just really want this stuff. All right, so once this is done, we can let it dry and it'll be beautiful, or we can light it. And what that does is the glass is not on fire, right? What's on fire is the alcohol, and we're just burning the alcohol off. It doesn't take very long. My camera is kind of close. back it up. And it's cool because it, it's over pretty quickly and then the glass is dry. So it's hot, but it's dry. All right, so I'm gonna let that go out and then I'm gonna grab my frame and my picture. I'm gonna pick this up. This is also something that your kids will not do. They will not pick this up when it's hot. That'll be something that the instructor does. And it's pretty like ho-hum, right? I mean, you can't really it's not like super impressive. Let's see though, what happens if I put it in the frame. It's also not super hot. It's warm, but it's not hot. Let's see, this is the spot I want to put the ink side up, like into the frame. And then we're going to put my drawing down and we'll put our frame on there. This works out really well because actually the frame, if you saw this artwork on Facebook, it was broken. So we needed a new frame for it anyway. I think I totally put that on upside down, but check it out. See how you can see all of the swirls and ink colors on the glass. It's all completely dry and all the color, all of the color is on the glass. So it's, and I put it in upside down, but that's okay. Hopefully you get the idea. Let me put my camera back up here on my computer. Don't get motion sickness. Here we go. Hang on, I can't reach that far. Real professional. I need an assistant. Here we go. Hopefully that's in the right spot. We'll find out. Good enough. Good enough. So as you can see, here's the finished colored piece of art. That's what the kids are going to be doing this month. So we've got lots of different colors. I just grabbed the first couple ones that I saw, but we have tons of colors of alcohol ink for them to play with. And then once they're happy with their kind of puddle pool of wet fluid paint, we'll light it and that'll swirl it and dry it, and then they'll put it together in their frame and then they'll take it home. So that is ink month in a nutshell. I need my mouse so I can control my computer. Yeah. Like I said, if anybody has concerns about that, or if your kids are really freaked out about it, please let them know. They don't have to do it. Okay. Also let them know we've done this for this will be our 3rd or 4th year doing it. So we're pretty good at it. And nobody's ever gotten hurt. So reassure them that I promise you we're taking all the safety precautions. They are way out there while we do 1 or 2 at a time that we like. Okay. So, and if they don't want to do it, they don't have to. Sound good? All right. There are a couple other things I need to go over. The first is winter break art camps. So let's see, winter break camps are the week between Christmas and New Year's this year. And they are, I believe, Tuesday, Wednesday, Thursday at the different studios. They are morning sessions and afternoon sessions, and they are mix and match. So you kind of design your own break. You don't have to come the whole day. You can just come to the morning or just come to the afternoon. You come all day and stay lunch, whatever you want to do. You just kind of design your own day. So those are posted on the website. You can take a look at them and start planning. Registration opens tomorrow at 9 a.m. The other thing I need to talk about is holidays, because it's November. So now it's time to talk about some holidays. If you are in a Thursday class, obviously we don't meet on Thanksgiving. So you are affected by the holiday schedule. So you're going to meet, instead of meeting on Thanksgiving, you're going to meet the Wednesday before Thanksgiving. Does that make sense? And then I think there's some 5th days in there. So let me, there is a 5th Monday and a 5th Tuesday and there's a 5th Tuesday and a 5th Wednesday. There's not a 5th Monday in November. A 5th Tuesday and a 5th Wednesday. We don't meet those days. Okay. So if you're in a Tuesday class or a Wednesday class, you're going to have a day off. It's going to be the 29th and the 30th. There are no classes, kind of like there's no classes today because it's fifth Monday. Okay. But if you're in the Thursday class, instead of meeting on the 24th, you'll meet on the 23rd. And we'll send notes home and we'll send emails, but hopefully you're also watching this. Okay. The other thing you need to know about that week of Thanksgiving, it is our, hang on, my slideshow's failing me here. It is our Bring a Friend week. So for that week of Thanksgiving, we do have lower attendance. It just happens because people are traveling. And so we ask, like, we do something fun. We try to get all our projects done without using that week. That's kind of like that week's a station week, and it's a fun week where we do like holiday stations. Like we do kind of friendship themed stations. It's kind of our version of Friendsgiving. And we ask that if you have a friend that you want to bring to class, that you bring them. So this is coming home with all of our artists who are coming to classes in November, and it is an invitation for Bring a Friend Night. It'll tell you all about it, and it'll have you the link to RSVP. It is required that you RSVP for your friend. We need their contact information for their, like, we need to know that they're coming. We need them in the count. So you do have to RSVP. There's no charge to bring your friend. You need to RSVP. You can only bring one. Don't ask me to bring two. You can only bring one, and they have to be the same age. I mean, like if they're a year younger or a year older, that's fine, but we're not bringing 3-year-old sister, and no, mom can't come. We get asked every year. No, they have to be the same age. Like we're looking for peer groups. Okay. So they have to be the age of the class. If you have like any other questions, you can let me know, but this is Bring a Friend week. This is like the, I don't know, it's like the 6th or 7th time we've done it. So it's a super fun week. We do splat paint the big wall. We do photo ops. We celebrate friendship by making friendships themed things. And it's a fun way to like lead into Thanksgiving. All right. By then, our Tuesday, Wednesday, Thursday people should be done with their projects before Bring a Friend week. Our Monday people will not, remember, because they're lagging behind by a week. So they'll actually finish theirs right after Thanksgiving. Holidays, man. All right. And I think that's it for everybody. So if you have questions about that, give me a holler. We'll talk about it more, I promise. If you have questions about multimedia stuff, let me know. The other thing that I'll mention is we are not starting any new artists in December. So like we do mid-semester enrollments, and every now and then we fit in new people who want to come and join us, but in December we don't. It's too close to the end of the year. It's too close to the end of the semester. The rosters are set. So it will not change with new people added on in December. At that point, we just say, join us in January. So, and as we get towards the end of this month, we're going to talk more about spring semester registration, but I will mention it just because I feel like I should. If you are currently in classes, you have to re-enroll for the next semester. But we are going to let you re-enroll early so you can make sure that you get your spot. And so you will get an email that Monday after Thanksgiving with information on how to enroll for your class. So that way you don't lose your spot when it's time to re-enroll. Okay. All right. I think that's it for everybody. But if you have questions, you know where to find me. I'm here in the studio most of the day today because the furnace isn't working. So I'm going to deal with that. But you can always send me an email or shoot me a message on our social media channels. Sound good? Hope everyone has a safe and wonderful Halloween. And then I'll see you guys in November classes starting tomorrow. Bye, guys.